These videos are not financial advices. Everything shared here is provided for educational purposes only. Hello everyone and welcome back to another trading session. Today we will have a trading session and I will try to explain my trades. So in this chart we do have a nice little third touch breakout which I already entered, and also we have a QM with a trend line right down here with basic market structure. So I will pay attention to this particular pair because it seems good market to me, and it's about to be my first trade of the day. Yeah, I'm gonna look for other opportunities, but before that I want to wait for this one to be closed. We do also have a little gap up. You see the red candle starting with a jump up, which is called gap up. Also the third touch breakout has lower low compared to previous low, which makes it better. Now I will take a little screenshot of this trade and I will try to put it in my little journal. There we go. And I will try to keep looking for another opportunity. Before that, I want to check the 3-minute time frame, and I see this little engulf in 3-minute time frame for the QM. So I'm checking the higher time frame for the QM to see if there is a higher time frame confirmation for this. I will mark the QM zone just like that. This is the QM zone: low, high, lower low, and then higher high. This is the QM zone. This is how QM looks like, right? Yeah, so I marked it. I go to 3 minutes. You see it's outside the engulfing pattern. If this zone was inside, it would be a good trade, but now that it's outside, it makes me hesitate to take this trade. Anyway, I will look to the lower time frame to see if we have anything to consider taking this trade. We do have a little gap down right here. Gap right here. And we do have a demand down here. So in case I want to take this trade, I'll take him in this area. I will mark that area as well. There we go. And I will try to go forward and see if we can find another opportunity, which is actually good. So yeah, so we have another QM right here. But this is a pretty big QM, so yeah, we do have 3-minute engulf. I want to go to lower time frame. We do have a lower time frame entry right here as well. So yeah, we just need to wait in these two pairs. I'm gonna just keep looking. Just to have a quick reminder, the new intake for mentorship will start soon. For more information and details, join the first link in the description, which is the official Telegram channel, and stay tuned. This is another third touch breakout, just like the first trade we took, third touch breaking, and this would be the trade, but we do have a little gap down. I would hesitate to take this with the sellers because we do have a little gap down if you look, which is against the sellers. We do have a common point of rejection. It looks pretty good to me. And yeah, if I wanted to sell this, I would probably enter on this common point of rejection just for the safety, as margin of safety, because we may like keep it low on a red candle and then in the last 3 seconds it goes closed like this. Nobody knows that because we do have a gap down which can be activated anytime. That's why I said that this is not a safe trade to take. You see, sometimes it just does this and then it jumps up or pushes up and closes the red one. That's crazy and sometimes happens. So we need to only take the safest possible opportunities. All right, this is a huge gap up, right? I love these kind of gap ups, and I would love it to enter on this round number because these huge gaps usually work out, but I didn't have the chance to get into this. Still, we don't have, it doesn't guarantee the win, but these gaps usually work well, like gap ups, like gap downs, if they are super huge. It touched the red zone of ours, and yeah, since we do have gap up, we already expect the red one. That's why I'm a little nervous to take this QM trade. Anyway, in case you wanted to take this QM, it would work beautifully. As you can see, it rejected. I want to take a small trade on this one, maybe 200. Let's go. And yeah, this is not the best trade. I'm just, oh, it would be a nice entry for this to be here, but this trend line is for the QM. Okay, I'm adding another 200 on the common point of rejection down here, okay? This is not the setup with a regular amount. It's just, I feel like it's gonna give us a green one. That's why I entered. So I classify the setups. This is not the one that I would normally take. As you can see, it's 1/5 of the amount, okay? Anyway, let's see. Yeah, this QM was pretty beautiful, but I didn't take it because we didn't really have, you know, the entry inside the engulf. Let me just take a little screenshot of this, and it's a 200, one win and one loss. And yeah, for this QM, since we do have everything, like look, we have 3-minute engulf, as you can see right here. This is a 3-minute engulf. And then if I go back to 1 minute, you see the pattern looks beautiful. The pattern itself looks beautiful. And then we do have this lower time frame entry. If you go lower, you'll see this little gap. See this gap? This is a lower time frame entry. Also, oh shit. Also this one, this demand. These are the lower time frame entries, and for this candle to take your trade on, even on this one, you would be probably break even if you take on the next candle as well. But it rejected pretty well, but I wouldn't take it because the reason why I didn't take this because it's outside the engulfing candle's body. Okay, this is the engulfing candle's body, and these two entries are outside. If you look at this video, it's full explanation about the QM setup, 0 to 100. And I mentioned that we only take the QM trades if they are inside the body of the engulf. The red zone should be inside the body of the engulf. So yeah, we took 4 trades, 2 of them pretty small. The first trade was amazing, and I will try to look for other opportunity right now. Go back to my regular amount. I kind of wanted to take this, but I don't want to take it. Okay. I take the entry on this one. I think I have a pretty late entry. I'm not even getting a look at that. And I will explain why did I enter this trade. Please. Oh my god, man. I go double trade for the next one. Alright, so I took this trade and it should technically have been a winning trade. I lost because of my bad entry. If you look, this is a pretty nice common point of rejection, right? Common point of rejection. So if I was entering on time, if I was entering on this line, it would give us a beautiful winning trade for the common point of rejection, which it didn't because I entered somewhere here, okay? And I took the next trade immediately because my initial reason for taking even the previous trade was that we do have a little beautiful overlap right here. If you look at that, this is a beautiful overlap. So overlaps are especially the ones that are causing something, right? I want to show you the chart movement. See, this is the chart movement, right? It has been respecting pretty well, both for the trend line and these areas in the chart. And then all of a sudden, we do have this kind of breakout. So if you look at this in the lower time frame, you'll see this kind of movement, right? Boom, the breakout happened. So before the breakout, just as decision point setup. We look for something, right? We look for some complications. And now if I zoom, and the first thing I can see is this overlap. Let me just show you the lower time frame. See this overlap still in the 30-second here as well. And let's go to 15-second. Still in 15-second there. In 10-second, still in 10 seconds there. And in 5-second, still in 5-second, we have it there. So this is a super strong overlapping level, which is basically a supply. And I trust this so much, especially if it's causing a breakout. Okay, I already told you. And this is a beautiful order block, another demand down here, which price reacted from. And now it will come down to create this little price channel like this from these two zones. Okay, that's the movement of this chart. And this was my last trade. We already took some good trades. This trade is supposed to be a winning one. That's my mistake. Bad news, I just noticed it's 68%, which is crazy. I wish they add something we actually can filter only plus 90% because it has a huge impact on the end result. I hope you enjoyed this session. If you did, drop a like. If you want my little journal app, that's the first thing in the description. Thank you for watching and peace out.